body's key central molecule for all cellular production. We're talking heart and brains and kidney and liver and pancreas. And here we are with this incredible monthly special. This is the first time being seen on the air today. It's just been kind of living on our website for the month for those of you who, always follow what Andrew's doing and look for the best values. So here again, we've got this for you in a 30, 60, 120, or 240 cap count. This is one of the many customer picks, and we'll try to get to some reviews, but I'll send things to Andrew as well to talk about just probably the most important thing. It's ubiquitous. It's in every single cell that we have.
Well, it's funny you use the word ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means something is present everywhere all the time. And CoQ10 is called ubiquinone. It has, that's its chemical name, and it has to be ubiquitous. The reason why, every cell in our body has to produce its own energy. It's something we actually, a lot of people, when I tell them this, they're surprised. Because usually our cells are so specialized, they do different things. Different cells in our body have different jobs. But every single cell is responsible for its own energy production. It can't rely on its neighbor. And that means every single cell in our body is responsible for the movement of electrons. That movement of electrons is the energy we experience. It's kind of funny to think about that. That tiny little electrons, their movement, that movement of electrical potential within the mitochondria of the cells of our body, that's life. That's what we experience. That's our ability to do everything that we experience as life. And CoQ10 is at the very center of the movement of electrons that determines the energy that we call life. And as we age, our ability to produce CoQ10 in our body struggles. CoQ10, it behaves more like a vitamin than any vitamin in our body. In fact, when something behaves as a vitamin, it's often referred to as a coenzyme. The very name of Coenzyme Q10 is a coenzyme. So chemically speaking, it behaves exactly like a vitamin. The only reason it isn't technically a vitamin is our body can make a small amount of it. But that small amount our body can make suffers greatly with age. That's why supplementation, in my mind, becomes imperative. I introduced this product, this ingredient, CoQ10, back in 1984, 41 years ago, long before other companies did, I did so because if you follow the science, if you have any background in biochemistry at all, you wanted CoQ10. I was looking for it, and I finally found it from a company in Japan 41 years ago. And that is why we were the first to make CoQ10 available, to my knowledge, in the United States. Like so many other ingredients, we were the first to introduce it. It has only gone on to become more and more essential, more and more important if you look at its role in energy production, if you look at its role in heart health, if you look at its role in brain health. In fact, if you look at its role in eye health, we're talking about our ultimate eye product today. So again, when you look at this ingredient, it goes to the very center of the quality of life, because our ability to produce energy, our ability to protect every cell in our body from oxidation, from the fallout from energy production. CoQ10 is at the very center of that process. Interestingly enough, to show how brilliantly our body is designed, whatever that God-given blueprint might be, CoQ10 is central to moving the electrons that give us energy. CoQ10 is also central to capturing errant, random electrons, what they often call free radicals, that might damage our cells. So CoQ10 both is transferring electrons that gives us the possibility of life, and CoQ10 is also critical to protect us from those free electrons that might compromise our lives or might damage those tissues. So it truly is a remarkable molecule. I see a lot of attention to NAD, to NMR and NR, nicotinamide riboside, nicotinamide NMN, nicotinamide mononucleotide. All of these ingredients, they have to take not a back seat, a distant back seat. They're on a bike. They can't even, in my mind, compare to the role that CoQ10 plays. But CoQ10's been around for 41 years. I've been talking about it for 41 years. And just because it's been around for a while doesn't mean that it isn't absolutely critical. And today's price for the 240 capsule supply is better than some today's special prices in the past, because we've just been able to lower the price of our CoQ10 and make it even more affordable to everyone.
Wow, great point. I was just looking here. It's $50 off right now for you. Like I said, this is our first official airing of this, and it has been, I mean, like 15,000 are gone that just have sold off the website. But it's just so fascinating to hear more about CoQ10, because I mean, it's really required for the energy production of all the cells. I mean, it's essentially required for life itself. It's a really important supplement.
Well, if we want to, and there's some questions that naturally come up with CoQ10, like where can I get it from my diet? How much am I getting from my diet? Do I really need to supplement? You know, our body needs to replace at least 500 milligrams or so on a daily basis. Our body can replace part of that. Our diet can replace part of that, but our diet replaces a tiny amount. Our body basically, in our diet, we probably get 5-10 milligrams a day of CoQ10. The best sources of CoQ10 are going to be things like organ meats. And it makes sense because the most critical parts of our body for energy production are our vital organs, like our heart, our brain, our liver. So unless you're eating a few pounds of organ meat a day, you're getting very low levels of CoQ10. This chart even shows it better. A typical, say, a portion, a quarter of a pound of pork shoulder gives you 5 milligrams. So of the typical things you might eat that contains CoQ10, even if you're going to have, say, a pork liver, pig liver, that 4 ounces is still only going to give you about 15 or 20 milligrams. We're giving you 200 per capsule. So it's very difficult to get CoQ10 from our diet, as you could see from that chart. And again, when we look at the role that CoQ10 can play, I haven't used these charts for a very long time. You know, basic roles. These are the 4 numbers that I always say, if we could keep these 4 numbers in line throughout the course of our lifetime, we have done a wonderful gift to ourselves and our long-term health, and also a gift to the people who love us. But our blood pressure, cholesterol levels, our blood sugar levels, our triglyceride levels, CoQ10 is one of those nutritional tools that helps support us and all the other actions we're doing to keep those in the normal range. As I said before, we have to replace about 500 milligrams a day. The only source of CoQ10 is food, supplements, or internal production. Internal production is nominal as we age, not sufficient to make up the difference of what we're losing. Our diet delivers 3 to 6 milligrams. And as it says, therefore, supplementation is the only logical, reliable source of this incredible ingredient. And as we lose levels of CoQ10 in our body due to age, stress, poor diet, fatigue, smoking, it's caused by fatigue and it causes fatigue, whether it's illnesses, diabetes, liver, heart, alcohol consumption, or things like cholesterol-lowering drugs, bisphosphonates, these are osteoporosis medications, antidepressants, certain high blood pressure medications like beta blockers. These medications affect CoQ10 levels in our body. Not surprising, one of the most common side effects is fatigue. So CoQ10 levels in the retina, just so we're talking about eye today, can decline by approximately 40% with normal aging. This decline may have 2 consequences: a decrease in antioxidant ability, a decrease in the ability to protect the tissues of our eye, a decrease in the rate of ATP synthesis, ability to produce energy. And as such, this decline may be linked to the progression of macular damage in our eyes. So again, CoQ10, not a drug, not a medicine, but as I say, something better. It's a tool that we know our body uses to protect us. So we would be intelligent to make sure that as we age and this tool dissipates, that we make sure our body has this tool so our body can protect us. That's our body's job. Our body wants to keep us healthy. Our body wants to do the best it can. We owe it to our body to give it the best we can, to do it the best it can on our behalf.
Absolutely. I also love, too, the highest levels of the B-complex vitamins that are in here. B1, B12, B2, B6, all of the important Bs that do help with those energy levels. Quickly want to show you just a couple top notes on some of the reviews. Please take a moment to read some on your own time. Andrew always delivers. I love all Andrew's products. He never disappoints me. I especially love this CoQ10. It's an essential product for me. I can take it on an empty stomach and with no problems at all. Have the benefits from taking this. They're just wonderful. Andrew's CoQ10 is like no other, and blood work has proven that to be true. I've been taking it for about 2 years and will never be without. How about this? Keeps you going with energy. I love that. I feel so much better. I love that. Perfect formula. Part of my health routine. Great. Feels like a 10. I love it. CoQ10. Okay, keep reading, and I know we've got a minute here on the clock, Andrew. Final words?
And yeah, it's our monthly special. This is not going to be a Today Special until the latter part of the year. I think it's going to be a Today Special probably around October. So it's a way out. And this is, other than the Today Special, this is the best pricing we're going to see. We also have a CoQ10 100. We have a CoQ10 300. All at same, all at proportionate reductions for the monthly special. But again, I've been doing CoQ10 since 1984 for 41 years. 40 years. That's it's just crazy to think that CoQ10, because so many companies just recently embraced it, or in the last 10, 15, 20 years. But I've been doing it for a long time because we recognized its importance. No one has more experience making a product that's going to deliver the best results and do so affordably. To think that you can get this product home at such an affordable price today, given what's going on with CoQ10 pricing elsewhere, it's a great opportunity to make a profound difference in how you feel.
Well, the item is here, 78052, and as you heard, it's the one, probably the most important supplement you can possibly take. And, you know, debate's always on that. But we're going to